Hi, I'm Adam Luebke. I am music director of the Buffalo Philharmonic Chorus. And another fundamental technique, basic fundamental technique of singing is, of course, your breath support. Your breath is your sound, okay? The sound waves come from the air that moves from your lungs up, out through your throat, passing through your vocal folds, which are like these little flaps that bang together and vibrate together when the air passes between them to make sound. And depending on how fast they go, the sound is low or high. And so you need to be able to have a great breath technique so that you can have a good, consistent, easy flow of air through those vocal folds so that the sound that happens comes up and out. Okay, we don't want to push the sound out straight. We want to whoosh the sound up and out. So building that breath technique is so important. One term that you probably have heard of is the diaphragm. This kind of breathing that we use for singing is called diaphragmatic breathing. The other kind of breathing is called clavicular, and that's when you kind of gasp and reach for air. Okay, we don't want that when we sing. We want diaphragmatic breathing, and your diaphragm is basically a muscle. It is a muscle, but it's basically like an upside down bowl that sits right here in your body, and it kind of slices you in half. It's connected to the bottom of your ribs. And when you breathe in, the diaphragm contracts, like when you make a fist that's contracting. So its natural state is up. When you breathe in, the lungs push the diaphragm and it contracts down. And the result is that all this stuff down here, your intestines and your other organs down here have to go somewhere so they get pushed down and out. And that's why we feel so much action in our belly and in our back and in our sides. So when you are working on your breathing muscles, working on these core muscles, your sit-up muscles, your plank muscles, your crunch muscles, your oblique muscles, the rectus abdominis, which is this big, long muscle that comes from your ribs down to your pelvis. All of these muscles are so important because if you can strengthen them, you can help control the flow and the diaphragms, control the diaphragm's release of the air back up so it doesn't just go out like that, like a just release vacuum. But with these muscles all controlled, you control the release of the breath flow up through your lungs, up through your throat, up and out. So if you put your hands here on your belly, you can feel a nice deep breath will expand your oblique muscles out. So feel that nice breath in. Would you feel those oblique muscles go? Put one hand on your back. You'll feel it, your back expand too. Now that one's not as easy to feel. It's much easier to make your tummy move up and back. But you also want to make sure your back is also have some motion to it. And your sides. Your hands are going to go out if you hold your hands to the sides like this. You can feel that open up. That means you're breathing low enough that your diaphragm is pushing all that stuff, your viscera, out and around. The other part that expands open is this rib cage, right? So your ribs are bones that are like little long bones here, and they have stuff in between. They have muscles in between, the intercostal muscles, and there's two layers actually of intercostals, interior and external intercostals. But these are like the meat on a plate of ribs. So when you order pork ribs or beef ribs, what you're eating is the intercostal muscles of the cow or the pig. And so we have those muscles too, but that helps us allow the rib cage to be flexible and not rigid. So when you breathe open, your rib cage is going to open too. You breathe in, the lungs are going to expand like this way as well as down. So the rib cage is going to open up like a fan. So when you breathe in, I want you to feel your rib cage open up, out, and lift a little bit. Inhale. You feel that? And bring it back. If you put your hands right here, find where the base of your ribs are. Put your hands right here and breathe in. You'll feel that expansion. And release. And inhale again. And release. You'll also see that this part of your ribcage lifts up too. It's not quite the gasp of a clavicular breath, but there's a little bit of a lift here too. Okay, and you want to make sure that happens. It's like there's a hinge here and your ribs just kind of lift up. So breathe in there and feel that ribcage opening. And release. And ribcage open. And if you have proper alignment, Wonder Woman alignment, open, proud, strong, this is all going to work in tandem. So when you are practicing your breathing, you are training these muscles to work. The best way to do that is to add some resistance to the breath, like a ch sound or a sh sound or even a pitch, and practice releasing the breath with that resistance. So what you can just do a single stream like this. And you can do that. And I've got my hand here to make sure I know that I'm breathing in, and as I'm exhaling, it's going in and the breath is releasing. So do that with me. Put your hand on your belly and then inhale and exhale on an SH sound. Inhale, release. We can add pulses to that, so four puffs of shh. Ready? Inhale. Shh, 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 shh. And you can do this with a k sound. K, 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 k. Or like I said, even a pitch sound. Let's do a V sound. Inhale. And you're engaging all these muscles and increasing them. So increasing their strength and control of your breath. So you want to practice engaging these muscles and training them to work strongly so that they can control the rib cage as they go out, and they can control the breath as it goes out.